Brian Lewis, New York Post.
What's up, man?
Welcome back. This is twofold. Just what are some of the kind of things that I guess you felt you could have taken from your summer experience with FIBA, some of the things that would benefit you? And secondly, just what kind of overall expectations now does this team have now? A lot of times last year we talked about how you were essentially having three different teams put together, part of the Mavericks and part of the Suns and part of the Nets, and you didn't have a training camp. Now it's one team with an actual training camp. What kind of expectations do you guys have?
Yeah, I'll start with the summer. Yeah, summer was good. I think just playing for USA and having an opportunity is it's a different feel. You know, you're not playing for one city, you're just playing for your whole country. So just having that type of, I wouldn't say pressure, but just different type of expectation, different type of lock-in mentality to have. So just having that coming in this year and also losing, obviously I won't walk around here pouting upset about losing, but there's always there in the back of my head, you know, didn't get what I want. And that's for everybody on that USA team. I know we all want to gold. So just having that, just that mini chip coming into the year, it's just a little frustration to have. And, you know, bringing that here, that's what's pretty much is a good thing. And, yeah, like coming in this year, not having three different teams, trying to figure out what we're doing offensively, defensively. I was preaching at the end of the year, just very excited for a coach to, you know, have his own staff and have his own, you know, what we're going to do offensively, we'll have defensively, have their own concepts. And it's been great since I got back. You know, I think the guys been here for about a month. You know, me and Cam were overseas, and everybody looks good. Everybody, you could tell everybody's been learning the system. And it's kind of like me and Cam were the last couple guys trying to learn, and I was great with that because me and Cam are quick learners. You know, we learn really quick and kind of already knowing it now. So very excited. And expectation for us, man, is to win games and, like I always say, playoffs for me and then go from there. But I don't see why we shouldn't make the playoffs at all. So.
Evan Barnes, Newsday. Mikal, for you, what was maybe the biggest benefit of playing overseas? We always heard about guys not playing with Team USA. I'm sorry. We've always heard about guys saying it's kind of like, you know, professional development. Jacques Vaughn said that. Do you feel like this was just like for you personally? Do you feel like it was just a great way for you to kind of grow as a player, being around those guys?
Yeah, for sure. I think just the group of guys I was out there with, you know, all stars, superstars, and all that. You just learn. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you ask 1,000 questions. I think you just being around their presence every day, seeing how they move on the court, just kind of just naturally learn throughout them. I think just the biggest thing that helps is just that mentally being locked in. There's nothing else that can really portray that, you know, that feeling, unless maybe like the finals. But I've been in the finals, and finals was crazy as well. But it's just different for playing for your country. So just kind of having that mindset coming to the year helps, because I just was playing no longer than a month ago. So, you know, I just feel good, and, you know, playing at one of the highest levels, and, you know, feeling good out there definitely helps.
Hey, Peter Splendorio, New York Daily News. Last week, Jacques Vaughn said he's planning on putting a little more on your plate this year. What have those conversations kind of been like with him in that respect, and how are you kind of embracing maybe even more of a leadership role this season?
Yeah, it's been great. I think just we can start offensively, just, you know, being able to do what I do, scoring the ball and passing, facilitating, you know, getting everybody involved. And, you know, that's something great, you know, for me, which I got to get better at, but know that I have. And hearing from the coach and know what he wants helps. So that offensively, and I think defensively, just still be at the level of how I defend and rebounding. I think that's another big aspect for us, being one of the worst rebounding teams. And I know I could be better, but just doing a lot more, which is great, and I'm excited for.
Mikal, Jake Fisher, Yahoo Sports. Welcome back, first of all. A big difference between last season and this season could be Ben being back 100%. And you guys haven't had too much time, but so far on the court in little pickup runs and whatnot, what specifically have you seen him doing with more strength, more poise, more just like comfortability out there on the court?
Yeah, I mean, it looks good, like real good, and I mean, that's just a big factor for us on what we want to be and what we try and get to is is part is him, and I mean, happy that he's healthy, and I know he's feeling good, but he's been looking good, and having fun out there. I think that's the biggest thing. Just out there, doesn't care if you mess up, miss. Just out there having fun and trying to win. He hasn't been on my team, and you could just, you could tell when you line up against somebody and they trying to, beat your ass, and that's one of it. So just happy to have that competitiveness and willing to win. So, excited for him that he's healthy. I know he's happy as hell that he feels good, and like I said, we're gonna need him, man. He's a big part of this team, and just things he can do, mismatch problems on both ends of the court will be really helpful for us.
Hey, Mikal, Mike Scott from Hoops Hype. Good to see you back in Brooklyn. Two-parter for you. One, you're a guy that plays both sides of the ball, but last year, given that you took like a big scoring leap with Brooklyn, do you feel like that got lost in the shuffle a little bit? And two, not from your play, but from like media-wise. And two, is this a year that you think you can become an all-star for the first time with Brooklyn? Thank you.
Yeah, the first part. No, not even with the media-wise or outside. Like, no, I definitely wasn't playing how I wanted to play on the other end defensively when I got here. I think, yeah, like the load, but there's always like that concentration piece and maybe having a little bit more energy. And I definitely was lacking. I was getting like little things like back cut and stuff like that, which is like very unacceptable. That's not even on ball, but definitely didn't feel how I wanted to. So just having that personally coming in this year, just taking – getting back on that track as well. An all-star piece, obviously, so I can't sit up here and lie and be like, I never want to be all-star, but that's just something that's not on my mind. I think it just all happens with good things you do. I feel like, if play well and we win, the opportunity's there, but I feel like first you got to win, and that's the main thing for me is to win. So maybe those things come if we win. If not, that's fine. As long as we win it, man, I swear that's all that matters to me.
Hey, Mikal. Lucas Kaplan, Nets Daily. Aside from Team USA, you've spent a lot of your summer at the Barclays going to Liberty games, and those environments have been, I guess, really loud and really fun. What about those games, those environments, would you like to see carry over into home games for the Nets this year?
Yeah, shout out to Liberty. The crowd, too, is ridiculous. No, actually, I can't say much about that because I think going to the games makes me realize that the fans are pretty loud. It's tough, man. Coming from Villanova, I'll say this till I die every time, but just wired a little different, and our coach is really lock in on playing for one another, playing for your teammates and coaches, 94 by 50 feet. That's all it is. So I'm not really used to hearing the crowd as much because I'm super locked in a lot, So actually coming to Liberty games, open my eyes and be like, oh, like this is what it sounds like. This is what it feels like to have a loud crowd. And it's crazy. I was just talking to my friends about it like 2 days ago. So yeah, actually, it's a good feeling to actually know, like, okay, yeah, we are. I can still kind of hear it, but sitting there and actually like listening, I know Barclays is loud when we're playing, but sometimes it's so tough when you're so zoned in playing, you just kind of don't listen as much. Yeah.
Mikal, Eric Slater, Clutch Points. Being here for this being your first full season after being in Phoenix, and you do have some of those all-star expectations. You're one of the best players on the FIBA team. You're the top player here. Media's all waiting for you. How different has that been for you? And is it something that takes some getting used to, or not so much? I
don't know, man. Just the next step. That's what it really is. Just exciting, cause it's just kind of like you guys. You just saying this and that and expecting and exciting to see what's going to happen. In the same way, there's I could talk about all I want. I could talk about, oh, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, we're going to win games, all that. But you don't know until you play. And all the excitement I know you guys have and probably what you guys are writing about all summer and stuff is the same thing personally with me. Just it's a new role. And personally, I think I can fulfill it and succeed in it, just who I am as a person and willing to take every bullet and, you know, losing, you know, take the blame on. I'm ready for all that. So personally, I think I'm ready, but, you know, we'll see. But I think I could, obviously it's different, but I think it's just that time where you just keep growing as a person and a player. And then, you know, who wouldn't want this? Who wouldn't want this type of, you want to say pressure, like, you know, this type of expectations? Like, you know, if you really love a game and you really want to be the best you can be as a player, you would want this type of feel where, like, okay, you're the main guy, you know, people looking at you and, you know, everything's on your shoulders. Like, what are you going to do? But, you know, how I'm raised and where I came from, a lot of things I've been through, I just feel like I'm ready for the moment and kind of always been.
Hey, Alex Raskin, Daily Mail. There's a lot of talk right now about the Celtics. There's a lot of talk about the Bucks. There's a lot of talk about all these other teams. Are you guys enjoying kind of flying under the radar right now? How do you react to that? Do you like being an underdog? Yeah, man.
Listen, we're talking about them guys too. We're talking about all this stuff with the trades and stuff where I'm just like, even with Celtics, I'm like, I like Robert Williams, man. I like Time Lord. See, you know, things like that. We talk about it too. But yeah, man, I mean, the media stuff is, you know, no shot at you guys. I know you guys. But just in general, like, it's just something where I just don't look at too much, you know. It doesn't really matter how much you talk and stuff. It's just, you know, only you guys know. You know what I'm saying? Like, only us players know because we're in there every day. So you can say anything, and I think it really don't matter. I'm just excited just to be a part of this and grow from here.
Mikal, Charlotte Wilder, Meadowlark Media. Josh Hart had tweeted at you, like, hit me up, I want to run something by you, and you said, I'm okay. Do you have private, you know, are you texting and being like, what are you doing, man? Or, like, do you have friendly sort of crosstown trash talk at all?
Yeah, Josh is just a troll. He's a troll. He's a legit troll, and as soon as I just know him. I just knew it. He's just a nut, and that's why I just respond back and just be like, leave me alone, or no, I'm okay. But yeah, I get it. I mean, all them Nova guys over there, is what, 4 of them over there, and I'm right here, so I understand it. But I always tell them, like, I'm good over here. I'm happy over here. So it's all fun and games.
Shara Taylor, New York Beacon. Going back to the Liberty, how did you feel when they won last night? Were you watching the game?
Yeah, see, the thing is, Sundays are like, I'm a big football guy, right? So I'm actually happy they came on at 3 because my Rams played at 1. So, and I'm really locked in of all games. But yes, I had them on my iPad with my games on my TV. I was very excited. I just love how we came out game 3. I watched every second of game 3. Game 4, I was in and out because football was on. It was tough, like, you know. And I even told Sabrina, I'm like, I went to the game, I think game 1 where they lost. I came on a Sunday, and I'm like, I usually don't leave my spot. You know, Sunday football is I'm sitting there looking at the TV with 4 different games on at once, like 5 with my iPad as well. So I told her, I'm like, you lucky I really like y'all because you're coming here on my Sundays. But, you know, I was very excited for them and can't wait to see them play in Vegas.
Bob Windrum, Nets Daily. Game 8 this season will be the 400th consecutive game that you've played without missing a game. Is this still a priority for you going forward, that you still want to play every game? And considering that at the end of last year, you did say you could have used some more rest?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the streak is never – you guys are the ones that remind me of my streak. Like, the world and the media reminds me of my streak all the time. I don't look at it like that. You know, if I would have missed a game 2 years ago or a year ago, I wouldn't look like oh, damn, my streak's over. Like, you know what, if I don't feel well, maybe I just won't play today. Like, no, like I'm always going to play no matter what the situation is. Obviously, it's a blessing, but no, I don't look into it. I just want to play every single game I can. And if I'm healthy enough to go out and play, I'll play. So, yeah, the streak is – I'm happy that – it's dope, though, but I'm happy you guys, you know, take a part of that and remind me sometimes. Thanks, guys. Yes, sir.